Yo, 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 and hello and welcome to the 164th episode of GameSpeak Podcast. New episodes go for free feed subscribers every Wednesday in audio format on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, and all of your favorite podcast platforms, as well as in video format on YouTube so you can see us in stunning high definition, where we need you to hit subscribe and click that notification bell. We are now streaming live every Tuesday at 7:10 p.m. CST on twitch.tv/GameSpeak Podcast. If you want to catch the show as it happens before anyone else, this show is two childhood BFFs bringing you all things video games. You can find us online at createforsanity.com, where you can subscribe to our newsletter to never miss an episode and buy sick t-shirts from our shop, as well as mugs and hats and other cool stuff. Also, be sure to join the community in the Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/GameSpeak Podcast to hang and talk games with other nerds like us. I'm one of your hosts, JAMAL Al-Jafra, alongside Brent. He's right beside me, Bass.
What's up, man? How's life treating you? How's the world going?
Oh, it's wonderful, dude. How's life treating you? That's the real question. That's what everybody wants to know.
I think that is what the people want to know, and I'm going to let the people know right now. It's pretty good, you know? Life is pretty good.
That's what I like to hear, dude.
I'm back to work, you know what I mean?
How's that? How's that out in the dystopian
It's weird,
world?
man. It's a weird world, you know? A lot of people going out risking it all for a margarita, you know what I mean? But people are tipping pretty good. I think maybe they got that COVID check money.
Oh yeah, everybody's blowing that $1,200.
Bro, they're just throwing me fat tips, so I'm grateful. You know what I mean? They've been putting me on like morning shifts though for some reason, and like I've gotten my sleep schedule all fucked up. So it's just been
hard to get back into that rhythm.
It's been a whirlwind. Yeah, I don't know if you can see the bags under my eyes from this HDS camera we're using, but
yeah, so HD. I actually can't go back to work till the 18th of this month. That's when gyms are allowed to open.
Oh, okay. That's when you're allowed to get jacked again.
Yeah, well, I stay jacked, but no, I'm just kidding. I just, I do it while social distancing. But except for here, obviously, we're not very social distance. But that's because we got tested. No, I'm just kidding. We didn't. But, I mean, it is what it is. Brent and I have been around each other since, like, day one of the COVID doom. So I think if we had it, we would know by now.
Yeah, and, we separated the shows for a while. We went into deep quarantine for a while. Yeah. So this is our first show back on the normal.
Back together. Yeah, it's
reunited.
Weird.
It feels good.
Yeah, definitely.
Dude, sorry, kind of a random off topic.
Let's hear it.
You see this sweet ass shirt I'm wearing right here?
The tie-dye?
This has been my new hobby for fucking...
You made that shirt?
I made this shirt, straight up. Fucking, I've been making shirts, dude. This is actually one of my worst ones. Like,
You've been making tie-dye shirts specifically?
I've been making tie-dye,
or just shirts in general?
Tie-dye, yeah.
Okay.
No, I haven't been, like, crafting shirts. That would be crazy.
I was like, wow, dude, you're getting into, like...
No, I've just been tie-dyeing. Well, actually, my girlfriend's been tie-dyeing a lot, and sometimes I'll just snag a shirt and do one with her.
And tie-dye it myself. Yeah.
But it's a great hobby. If you guys are bored and you want something to do in this apocalyptic world, just grab a box of tie-dye and just tie-dye all your shit, dude. It's a lot of fun.
All of it.
Everything.
Your pants, your shirts.
Your underwear.
Yeah.
Yourself. You'll inadvertently tie-dye your hands for sure.
Yeah, all of my underwear are tie-dyed.
And your sink. I accidentally tie-dyed my sink blue.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no, but it's okay. I cleaned it up somehow.
That's good.
Yeah,
so I was gonna say I started watching the show called Into the Night. Have you started watching that on Netflix?
No. What's that?
So it's like this Belgian like show, obviously translated to English, which is kind of weird because there's a little bit of lip sync issue, but it's not that bad.
Yeah, that's how that Marianne show was. I got over it pretty quick. If the show's good enough, I feel like it's,
Yeah, it's really good, and the acting's really good. That's what's surprising about it. It doesn't feel like, low budget or anything. But so it starts out, there's like a plane jacking, and like you're like, oh, this is going to be a plane jacking show or something. It's going to be one of those shows. But it turns out it's like a sci-fi, like crazy into the world type show where like this guy is like, he hijacks the plane in the very first episode, and like, it kind of introduces you to like all the characters on the plane, but like the guy who hijacked the plane did it to save him and everybody on the plane because he works for NATO, and he overheard some higher ups talking about this like cosmic event that was going to be happening, where when the sun came up, it was going to kill every single person that was exposed to the sun. Like whether you're in your house, underground, or whatever, like there's no way to get away from it. So it's called.
So if you're on a plane, you're fucking good. Like...
Well, into the night, so they have to fly everywhere that it's night, like, and so they keep landing and refueling and like going through all this stuff and like.
That sounds tight.
It's a really cool concept. Like it's very strange. The characters are cool. You know, it's really good. Like if you're wanting to watch something interesting, check out Into the Night.
It's on Netflix, you said?
Yep.
Oh, I'm gonna check that out for sure.
It's on the flicks. It has a very very Black Mirror, Stephen King-esque feel to it.
Are you far into it right now?
I'm on like the 4th episode.
If I start watching this, are you gonna go watch it?
No, I'm gonna keep watching it because like me and my girlfriend are watching it together.
Dude,
it's not a show I was watching on my own.
Me and Audra need a show to watch together, dude. You know what I mean? And not like, because we have like reality shows. We watch a lot of reality TV, but I want to get something that's like a good like story,
good concept. Yeah, get in there, dude. Get into the night. But I've also been posting YouTube gaming news, which I'm trying to do it in a way that I can do it consistently even when I have to go back to work. So I'm hoping to do it like daily except for Tuesdays, and then like maybe I'll do it on weekends. I'm not sure. I feel like weekends if something big happens, but then like every other day of the week I'm going to try and post like a 3 to 10 minute long video of whatever some big news is that day and just give some thoughts on it. You know, it's different from the podcast because podcast, it's me and Brent, you know, talking amongst each other and like giving our differing views or like, you know, agreeing and stuff like that. It's just something there for people who want more content, you know. So
people who want straight facts.
Yeah, straight facts.
Yeah.
And that's basically it. So far, I've just been doing Warzone news because there wasn't any big news. But today, for the podcast, we got a lot of news.
We really do.
And a lot of stuff that we're going to have to cover pretty soon here in the future on the tubes. But I say we jump into that unless you got something else.
Yeah, let's crack it wide open, bro.
Okay, just so you guys know, we are using articles from gaming news sites from around the web, and we do not claim any of the articles as our own. We are simply giving commentary on the articles and just bringing them all to one place for everybody. You want to go? You want me to go? How you want to do this?
I can kick it off.
Kick it.
Just in time for Star Wars Day, developer Respawn Entertainment has dropped a free Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order update for PC, PS4, and Xbox One that adds a bunch of new content. The free update introduces new combat challenges and cosmetics for both protagonist Cal Kestis and his little droid companion, BD-1. The most notable of the additions to the action RPG is the New Game Plus mode, which allows you to replay the campaign with unlocked cosmetics. There is additional meditation training with unique combat challenges that will test your mettle against tough foes in an arena. You can also create your own challenges by placing enemies on a grid-based arena before loading into the fight. Lastly, Cal gets a slight makeover in this free Jedi Fallen Order update. Now, you can dress Cal up as an Inquisitor with the Inquisitor Cal appearance that puts him in a blacked-out Sith-like uniform. He also gets a new red lightsaber to complete the Sith warrior look. So that's kind of fun, you know?
Yeah, yes.
It's free.
Yeah, it's like, all right.
Hey, some people like a New Game Plus mode, you know?
Yeah, some people do. But, no, just kidding. It's interesting. Like, I read about it, and I was like, oh, cool. They're doing something for it. But I feel like I wish they would have done, like, some type of DLC, like, add some extra story or something.
I mean, that'd be sick. That would definitely be sick.
Like,
but I'm not mad about getting that red lightsaber. They should have had that in the original game. I should have just had the option.
Because a Jedi can't be walking around with a red saber, dude.
Bro, but a Jedi from the Fallen Order?
No, he can't. He can't be decked out in Sith Lord-like clothing.
Well, you know, maybe it should have been like a hidden, like, secret thing. You know?
Maybe so.
But it should have been in the game already. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, yeah, it is what it is. At least it's free. So Eddie McCooch, this is some really big fucking news. Eddie McCooch at GameSpot says, with E3 2020 canceled, Xbox is shifting some of its plans to create digital events to showcase the Xbox Series X, its games, and more in the lead up to release this holiday season. That includes a new Nintendo Direct-style video series called Xbox 2020. These events will happen each month for the rest of 2020, beginning with May 7th. Oh, yeah. No, May 7th, Inside Xbox stream that will focus on third-party Xbox Series X games like Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So May 7th, day after tomorrow. When this goes up on Apple Podcasts and stuff, it'll be a day after. So it's coming soon. Each installment of Xbox 2020 will be different, focusing on things like Xbox Series X, Xbox Game Studios, Xbox Game Pass, xCloud, and more.
Bro.
Yeah, they won't. They won't each be inside Xbox events either. More specifically, the May 7th event will feature next-generation gameplay trailers for a variety of third-party games, though Valhalla is the only confirmed title so far. Additionally, game developers will talk about how they are leveraging the power of the Xbox Series X for their new games. This briefing will also confirm the games that use the new smart delivery feature, which ensures you don't have to pay twice for an Xbox game you decide to buy for the new Xbox Series X. The July Xbox 2020 event, meanwhile, will feature new details for Xbox Game Studios titles. That's all I care about. Microsoft confirmed that all 15 of its internal studios are working on Xbox Series X games, though the company did not say which titles will be shown during the July event. As a teaser for the Inside Xbox episode that's coming on May 7th, the company showed a short video that could be the startup sequence for Series X. The video is just over 15 seconds and features a unique animation and sound cue that we haven't seen before. The logo attached simply says Xbox, which aligns with Microsoft's recent suggestions that starting with Series X, its branding will be much simpler. The closed captioning says new Xbox sound, and the video description invites you to boot up a new episode of Inside Xbox. All of that suggests this could be the startup sound for the next generation console.
Oh, I missed it. What does it sound like?
It's like...
Dude, that's sick. Just you doing that. I almost got goosebumps, bro.
It kind of gave me like the vibes of like the old like or what was that thing? It was like THQ, not THQ. What was that thing in the 90s that was like before every movie?
I know what you're talking about. Is it not THQ?
It's like THX or something.
Yeah,
it's
I know what you're talking about.
Like it's like, yeah, it's just. Half of our show is just us making fucking noises.
What the fuck was that called? Hang on, I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, but I'm very excited to see. Obviously, Halo Infinite is coming out like at the end of this year, and we haven't seen a single bit of gameplay or anything. So I feel like it's definitely going to be at the Xbox 2020, like for the first party game titles. I'm super excited to see Infinite. I'm also extremely excited to see what all these studios have been working on.
I think it is THX.
Yeah, THX. Yeah. I don't think they're a company anymore, but they were. Yeah. No longer making that sound. If you want to, what are your thoughts on this whole situation? Obviously,
they still have a website, dude.
Oh, maybe they are a thing.
Sorry, I got distracted by the whole THX thing. What are we talking about?
Talking about the Xbox Series X, Xbox 2020 events.
Yeah, I'm excited about this. Honestly, I feel like it's kind of a dope idea to spread it all out. You know, keep the hype going all year until the release. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Are you into the THX thing now? Are you showing me the sound?
Yeah, here.
Oh, bro, here we go.
Here it goes. This is the sound of the new Xbox startup. Supposedly.
I'm so hype right now.
Here it goes. Give it a second.
Oh boy.
Was that not spot on? No, I'm just kidding.
that was exactly like you did it. Dude, I want that.
Yeah, if you rewind, you won't be able to tell the difference
it's got like a Windows 95 kind of vibe to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it does just say Xbox. It doesn't say Series X or anything.
Oh my god, dude!
Anyways, so get ready for that and pay attention to our YouTube because I'm going to be updating all that news on there as well as next week's episode. I imagine we're going to have a lot of shit to talk about for Xbox after the day after tomorrow. Anyways.
Ooh, that's exciting stuff right there. All right. Earlier last week, The Last of Us Part 2 had a lot of its narrative leaked online ahead of its new launch date on June 19th. Since the leak, it's been rumored that the source was a former Naughty Dog employee, but following an investigation by Sony, this seems to not be the case. In a statement to GameIndustry.biz, Sony confirmed that it has identified the primary culprits for the leak, and that they are not affiliated to either Sony or Naughty Dog. The full statement, supplied by The Hollywood Reporter, reads, SIE has identified the primary individuals responsible for the unauthorized release of The Last of Us 2 assets. They are not affiliated with Naughty Dog or SIE. Sony is limiting additional details, stating that the information is still important to an ongoing investigation. It is unclear right now how someone affiliated or unaffiliated with both Sony and Naughty Dog gained access to the assets that were leaked. Interesting. Sounds like they're on to somebody. So if you are the guy that did this, you might want to
lawyer up, buddy.
Yeah, or run. Go to Canada or something.
Yeah, you
get out of here. You
get
know?
out of town.
Yeah.
Man.
While you still can.
It's scary.
Oh, gosh.
It's actually really scary.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So EA is planning to release a mobile port of the 2009 game Skate 3, according to pro skater Jason Dill.
What fun.
And this is like a classic pro skater. This guy's like old school. Dill explained on the podcast The Nine Club via IGN that he had been contacted by EA about their plans for the Skate franchise, leading to a testy exchange. Quote, I got a call from the EA people about 10 months ago, Dill said. This woman emailed me, and she said basically, hey, Jason, we want to do a mobile version of Skate 3. And I wrote back, and I said, what else? And she wrote back, no, that's it. So I wrote back, look, no big deal. No one wants your stupid mobile version of Skate 3. Make Skate fucking 4 already.
Did he say that?
Yes,
really?
just do it. Just make the game and just participate again. End quote. Dill went on to say that the EA rep again expressed...
She's just doing her job, bro.
The EA rep again expressed the company isn't planning Skate 4, and he bowed out of participation. He also said he's going to encourage fellow pro skater Atiba Jefferson to refuse as well. Quote, I think the skate team at EA has done themselves a big disservice by not actually trying. He said, I don't want to be on some mobile fucking gaming system. Dill also mentioned in passing that Tony Hawk is putting out another game, though it's unclear if this comment was based on firsthand knowledge.
Okay, I mean, doesn't he realize that if the Skate 3 mobile game does good, there's like a way better chance that they will eventually make Skate 4? Like I don't understand.
This dude is just like a fucking like.
Why you gotta get so mad about everything? Like
he's just like a hipster. He's like, nah, bro, I ain't gonna be on your fucking system. I ain't part of no system.
Handouts.
Yeah, he's like, fuck
my
the
dad's
system,
not
bro.
a phone. Oh, yep.
It's your dad. My dad's not a phone. No, but yeah, so that's Jason Dill for you. I don't remember him in any Tony Hawk games, but he was in Skate 3.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Skate, on the side note,
Skate.
I would love to have Skate 3 on my phone.
I wouldn't. I don't. As much
why
as
not?
I mean, I don't care. Like, I'm not saying they shouldn't.
Why would you not want to have it on your phone? Like,
I don't play anything on my phone. Like there's.
Yeah, but if you had the option to play Skate 3 on your phone, dog.
No, I would not play it.
Really?
I have the option.
That's like the perfect game for like if you're in a lobby somewhere, because you can do that like a little mini game where you like jump off the top of the building and like try to hurt yourself as much as possible.
Bro, you can play KOTOR on your phone and I don't play it. You know, you can play Grand Theft Auto on your phone and I don't play it. You know,
you got good points.
Like, I'm not gonna go play Skate 3. I didn't even play Skate 3 when it came out. Like, I wasn't a big fan of Skate. That's why.
Is it? I mean, that's real. Skate was a good ass game though.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not for everybody, but like as far as skating games go,
I'm a Tony Hawk fan until I die. Tony Hawk Pro Skater, bro.
I feel like there's room for both. You know.
This town ain't big enough for the two of us. No, just kidding. I'm not hating. Like, honestly, I know it's a really good game, but like, I just personally was never attracted to it.
That's real. I personally do agree. I like fucking, I don't know. I like Tony Hawk more, I think. But Skate has its place in my heart. Really, all I do when I play Skate is do that thing where you try to hurt your character.
You just throw them as far as you can. But see, my favorite thing about this whole conversation is the fact that he mentioned that Tony Hawk was working on a new game. I want to know what that is, what he means by that.
That's interesting. I feel like it wouldn't be out of the question to think that they're going to do like a Tony Hawk like 1 through 4 remake or something like the Spyro style. You know what I mean?
Dude, I would cry. I would literally tear up like if I saw a trailer for that. Like, I don't think anybody could understand my feelings towards the classic Tony Hawk games.
I would love that, even if it was just the original 3, like a trilogy, because that seems to be the popular thing right now, to do like a remake, like a trilogy remake. You know what I mean?
And then you could do like a 4 through Thug 2. You know,
like, God, dude, I would play the fuck out of that.
Just never do American Wasteland or anything like that. So.
Just forget American Wasteland. American Wasteland wasn't the worst game.
Yeah, but it was at a time when no one really cared.
That's when it started going downhill, but it wasn't like completely downhill. Like the DS version of American Wasteland was actually kind of a decent game for like a DS game. You know what I mean?
Most of the portable Tony Hawk games were actually really good ports.
Dude,
like,
yeah.
Even the Game Boy Advance version of like Tony Hawk 3 and stuff was pretty fucking dope.
That would be like the sickest thing to make a comeback on the next gen systems. It's just like, dude, if they like do a Tony Hawk thing at that Xbox thing, oh my God, gosh. That would be so stupid.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see what we got here. Death Stranding just released in November 2019. But its strange premise is already one step closer to reality.
What?
Ellie.me, a Chinese food delivery company, has teamed up with ULS Robotics to test out a new wearable exoskeleton that will allow the user to carry much heavier loads than they usually would, much like Death Stranding protagonist Sam Porter Bridges. The news site 6 Tone has posted footage of the exoskeleton, calling it straight out of a video game. This exoskeleton allows the user to carry weights of up to 110 pounds with relative ease. So it's still some ways off from replicating what Sam's capable of in the game. But it's kind of weird that they made this like fucking Death Stranding suit. I mean, it's pretty much exactly like you see in the video game. And like they're using it to deliver Chinese food with.
What the hell?
That's like the thing, I guess.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool though. Like it definitely looks legit. Like the guy's like,
man, the future's scary. Haley Williams at GameSpot says Half-Life Alyx was one of the most anticipated VR launches ever, and now it's got the numbers to back that hype up.
That's right.
Thanks to data crunched by Road to VR, we can now see just how big Alyx's impact on the VR market was, with a dramatic spike in the number of VR headsets connected to Steam in the month of April. The data tracks the number of VR headsets that are connected to Steam within a given month, so while it can't tell us whether they were actually used or not, it's a close enough metric to look at active VR users. The figures from the monthly Steam hardware surveys show that 1.91% of Steam users connected a headset during the month of April.
Oh, wow.
And thanks to Road to VR's tracking of these stats, we can tell what a big jump that is. It's triple the spike in VR connections that happened over the December through January holiday period. While some of the increase may be related to players alleviating boredom and keeping active in isolation and not be solely due to Half-Life Alyx, it's likely that the first Half-Life release in over a decade still had a big impact. They're saying like over 1 million new headsets were plugged in, basically.
Wow, that's awesome. That makes me so happy, you know?
It's a good thing, dude.
You already know. I've been waiting for this, you know? I just want VR to do as well as possible because I just enjoy it so fucking much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you keep believing, it's going to keep achieving, Brett.
I really hope so. It's blowing up a little slower than I thought it would. You know what I mean? But I do see it like getting some traction and stuff. You know what I mean? I really think whatever PlayStation does next is going to be the thing that pushes it over the edge. You know what I mean? I think whatever PSVR 2 comes out, they're going to have, first of all, they're going to have some version of Half-Life Alyx on PSVR 2. I guarantee it. You know what I mean? Like, they'll have some way, Valve will port it over somehow. It's going to be sick. You know what I mean? It'll probably have like special features or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think PSVR 2 is going to be the next thing.
Oh, PSVR 2. Did you get the news on the controllers?
But I saw that thing you tagged me in. It's pretty damn cool.
Yeah, we might as well talk about that. Like, apparently they posted like a picture of them using it, or like screenshots of it. But the tech developers on the PSVR posted them using like a weird controller that uses some type of feedback from the controller wherever your palm is on the controller. If you lift a finger off, it guesstimates, or like it's approximately estimates where your finger is in space and can react like just based on the touch motion of where it's at. So it's not like you just pull your finger off and in game your finger comes off. If you're moving your fingers, it knows that you're moving your fingers and all that stuff. Like, it's really interesting.
That's pretty sick. You know, I think that's another thing, like another reason they're doing this is because like a lot of these games develop for like the index. I think Valve's going to be a big player in VR, and everybody realizes that. But everything Valve makes from here on out is going to have independent finger tracking. You know what I mean? To like support their fucking controller. You know what I mean? At least in some capacity. And like a lot of games that don't already have it have like implemented it in a patch, like Boneworks and stuff. Now you can do like your whole hand and Boneworks and stuff. So when that
But you got to have the index, right?
Well, you need the index controllers. You don't necessarily need the index. You could use the index controllers with like a Vive or something if you wanted to.
Could you use it on a Quest?
No.
Okay, so
the thing that you have to use index controllers is a headset that runs off of Lighthouse tracking, and the only headsets that use Lighthouse tracking are the Vive Pro, the Cosmos, the new Cosmos, like the Cosmos Elite, and the Valve Index, I believe.
So
the Pimax headsets.
And that's another thing with these controllers is that there's no video. There's no like video tracking whatsoever. It's all controller based like feedback. So, which is really interesting. I think that's going to be a huge jump. I mean, obviously you got to have some type of like camera feedback or camera tracking for like head and all that stuff, but
it's going to have to be whatever PSVR 2 comes out, it's going to definitely be inside out tracking, I feel like, because like it's just like the PlayStation thing was all about being user friendly.
Yeah,
and they did a pretty good job of it for first gen, you know? But the new standard for user friendliness is like the Rift S, Oculus Rift, the Oculus Quest like style. Just put it on and play. You don't have to set up cameras or sit in like a really specific spot. You know what I mean? You can just go anywhere in your house basically and just sit down. Like I think with PlayStation VR 2, we're gonna see like a wireless thing. First of all, I can almost guarantee you there's be some kind of wireless like component to this. You know what I mean? To where you can just like stand like in your play area and just like fucking do whatever you want. I can almost guarantee it. I don't know for a fact, but I really have a feeling. And then I think that there will be like way better controllers. Obviously,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Who knows how far out they are with those controllers though? So we'll see. But what you got?
Oh, sorry, I got all hyped about PlayStation VR 2 over here. Speaking of PlayStation VR, more really good news for PlayStation VR. Vader Immortal, the episodic Star Wars VR game released on Oculus Rift and Quest last year, is making the lightspeed jump to PlayStation VR. According to an announcement on the PlayStation blog, the game is coming this summer and will include all three episodes and Lightsaber Dojo challenges together. It was designed by ILM. Anyways, you get the point. Also, they announced that Pistol Whip is coming, so that's really, really cool. So a lot of good PSVR games still coming to PSVR. I know Walking Dead just came out on PSVR, and people are saying it held up really well in the transition to PSVR, which is awesome because it was a pretty demanding game on PC already. You know what I mean? So,
gotcha. Yeah. So this is some pretty interesting news here. So by way of Eddie McCooch at GameSpot, he says Microsoft has launched a new charity campaign, and to encourage people to donate, they're offering up a chance to be an extra on the Halo TV show. As part of the All-In Challenge campaign, you can buy tickets that get you an entry into the sweepstakes, starting at $10 US for 10 entries and up to $100 for 200 entries. The winner will get an all-expense-paid trip to Budapest, where the Halo show is filming on a soundstage, and get to be in a scene on the show in costume. The winner will also, that's in case you're ugly. The winner will also get to
Jabba the Hutt. Like, oh wait, no, it's Halo. Sorry. I'm thinking Star Wars.
The winner will also get to attend a workout session with Master Chief actor Pablo Schreiber.
Great.
You'll also get to be you'll get to ride in a warthog and hold a Needler replica that was made for the show. The winner,
like, here, kid, hold this. All right, go the fuck home.
Yeah, right. The winner also gets to eat dinner with the cast and crew. All of the money from the charity campaign is going to Feeding America, Meals on Wheels, World Central Kitchen, and No Kid Hungry. My favorite thing about this is, like, I want to win this and go there and, like, just say, like they're like, all right, all you got to do is stand there. And then, like, they're, like, filming it, and, like, he does this thing, and I'm just like, you fly pretty good for a brick. And then they're just like,
what if you just stood in the background and made like crazy faces?
Yeah, well, they're putting you in a costume, so like, because they don't want that to happen. So like, I'm just gonna make like.
See, that's some bullshit, dude. I'm not. If I get there and they put me in like a fucking like Mandalorian mask or something, I'm gonna be like, no, dude. Like, you know, I want to.
I want to be in it.
I want people to see my face. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, unless they make me an elite, I'm down to be an elite, and then I'll just.
Oh,
be like,
I don't know why I keep saying Star Wars shit. I don't know why I'm thinking Star
Mandalorian
Wars.
costume.
Like,
just be like, "You're the demon." Like, just they're like, look, we don't need you to say anything. Just stop talking. All right, Chief. Stop talking. Hey,
Sarge, we gotta get out of here.
Hey, Chief, we gotta get to the warthog. It's like, all right, you gotta go. It's like, why? Well, can we just look at the takes? Can we just look at them? You know, like,
they just like mute you out. You're just in the background, like.
Yeah, it's just like talking. They CG over like your face. But yeah, I would love to win that just to annoy those people and then work out with that guy. Like, I don't understand the point of that.
Wait, you get to work out with him?
Did you not hear that part?
I must have missed that. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
What?
you even laughed at it. Okay, so the winner will get to we'll also get to attend a workout session with Master Chief actor Pablo Schreiber.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so you just get to like work out with him like
That's
one time.
You get sweaty as fuck with old fucking
Pablo Schreiber.
And
then,
porn stash.
Yeah, and then
fucking
after that, then you get to eat with all of them.
Oh, great. After you get all nice and sweaty with old Pablo.
Like, you get to work out and take a nice hot shower with Pablo Schreiber. Hit the gym showers with your boy Pablo.
Like, yeah, it was kind of fun. They just made me work out really hard.
Hid Pablo. My face. Then they just let Pablo do whatever he wanted to.
That's what they mean by workout. They just like fly you in, and Pablo Schreiber just beats the shit out of you. They just throw boxing gloves on you and just let him beat the fuck out of you.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I'm in.
That sounds great, yeah.
Let's go pay $10 and see if one of us can win. That'd be great for the podcast.
Dude, that's the worst part, is that you have to pay. It's not like some sweepstakes. You're not like buying it. You're just literally buying a chance to do this. Like,
yeah, but it's also for a good cause.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, it's all going towards
I wonder how many
charity.
people will actually enter the sweepstakes. We might have a pretty good chance to win.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We each do $100.
That's probably
200
like
entries.
3 people that entered. You know what I mean? Like,
hell yeah,
like a 1 in 4 chance.
I like it.
Okay. I won't go into too much detail, but as most of you have probably heard, Assassin's Creed Valhalla has been revealed. They put out a debut trailer, and it's going to be coming. It's going to be coming to the next-gen systems and stuff. So it looks pretty exciting. You know, if you're an Assassin's Creed fan, you're definitely shitting bricks right now. You know what I mean?
They didn't really show anything gameplay-wise. No. I mean, you just kind of get the whole gist of the story, I guess, which is kind of... It's like, at this point, is it even Assassin's Creed anymore? Like, I don't understand what this game is. Like they're like, oh, look, there's all these Vikings, and then one of them has like the assassin's blade for no reason. They're like,
cause he's an assassin, bro.
Like, what?
Cause he's got the Creed, dude.
He's got the Creed. I can't wait till they put a Creed song in one of the Assassin's Creed games.
I can't wait till they do a ninja Assassin's Creed. Like, am I not like crazy? Like, shouldn't they have already done one in like feudal Japan or something?
They should have.
Like, what?
But no, everybody wants Vikings. I don't understand. Like,
I mean, don't ninjas and assassins just kind of like go together? Like, you know, I don't know.
Maybe they just don't want to be like
too obvious.
Yeah,
too
like,
on the nose with it.
Yeah, or like cultural appropriation type situation.
Maybe they're waiting to like have to go back to the stealth roots. You know, maybe they're like pushing the action heavy stuff until people get tired of it, and then they're like, oh, we're gonna go back to our roots. You know,
maybe
what I mean?
So.
I don't know.
Yeah, I just don't see how you're going to be a stealthy Viking. Like,
right.
Like what?
I'll still play it though. You know.
I mean, I'm sure it'll look beautiful, and it's aligned with Xbox. Like if you didn't notice at the end of the trailer, it showed the Xbox logo.
Yeah,
so,
I heard you were talking earlier that you said they're going to put out more details about it.
Yeah, they're going to show gameplay on the day after tomorrow at the Xbox event. So like,
I bet it's going to look really good, dude. I mean, just considering how good Odyssey and Origins looked, you know, and this is going to be like next gen and shit. Like, I don't know. I'm hyped.
I too am hyped.
All right. Is it my turn again, or is it?
Yep.
All right. Speaking of next gen stuff, we got some screenshots from that Gollum game that's supposedly coming out at some point. It kind of looks interesting, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's not more than like 4 pictures of just like Gollum and like a pretty little world, but like,
remember how they said Gollum wasn't going to look like Gollum, and then this picture came out and he looks like Gollum?
He looks just like Gollum
from the movies.
Yeah.
They were like, he's going to look different this time. It's going to be crazy.
It's a little different, but it's not like, I mean,
it's like he has emo hair. Like that's the difference. He's got some hair, you know, like a little bit more hair than usual.
To me, he kind of looks like this, like the new Sonic the Hedgehog version of Gollum. You know what I mean? Like before they did the thing to him.
Like
you know?
before they fixed.
Like when they first put the trailer out and Sonic was all fucked up looking.
Yeah,
that's what I thought when I saw Gollum, the new Gollum.
He's got a more human face.
It's weird. It's kind of cartoony looking almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I imagine it will be. I mean, isn't this like an indie thing happening? It's not even really like a big, like, fully, you know, produced thing.
I thought I had like the producer here or the developer here, but I can't find them.
Oh well.
Oh well.
It's coming, and there's pictures.
It might be good. It might not be. Who knows?
So Haley Williams at GameSpot says, in a surprise Nintendo Direct Mini in March, a successor to the DS's Clubhouse games was announced for the Switch, featuring 9 more games than its predecessor. A new clip released by Nintendo has revealed that some of the Clubhouse games classics play very differently on the Switch and have more in common with Wii Sports. While Clubhouse games largely focuses on tabletop games, including board games, dice, and cards, Nintendo has featured some more movement-focused games, namely darts and bowling, with the Switch's motion controls. The bowling game in particular looks like a callback to Wii Sports, which I just wanted to bring that up because
trying to get on bowl on.
Yeah, it's also got golf.
They need to throw tennis on there, dog. That's what they need.
If they don't have tennis, it's pointless.
Tennis was the hot shit, dude. You know, we used to get fierce on that.
Yeah, dude.
You know,
I got fucking Venus on that, dude. But the thing is like I'm pretty excited, just because I loved Wii Sports. Even if this isn't like exactly that, like I feel like it'd be cool to just have like a motion controlled bowling you can play at home.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind having some virtual board games to play.
Or
you
darts.
Know what I mean? Yeah, or darts. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Okay. Back in 2018, the video game records and adjudication organization Twin Galaxies made headlines when it stripped prominent arcade competitor Billy Mitchell of his scores after a lengthy investigation concluded that he achieved his Donkey Kong record on non-original hardware. Now, according to a report from Ars Technica, Mitchell has sued Twin Galaxies for defamation, claiming that claiming that the decision gave him the implicit label of cheater, which he believes to constitute libel. Libel. Yeah, there you go. The report notes that Mitchell first filed the suit in California in April 2019 to fit inside the statute of limitations for defamation cases. Among many other claims, Mitchell and his legal team condemned Twin Galaxies' reliance on scientific evidence rather than the eyewitness who supports Mitchell's contention that the records are a result of legitimate play, including original Twin Galaxies founder Walter Day. Day left the organization in 2010. Current owner Jace Hall purchased it from a third party in 2014. In a public declaration filed with the court, Hall called Mitchell's former Donkey Kong record the most professionally documented and thoroughly investigated video game score of all time. The next action in the case will take place July 6th, when both sides will argue over a motion filed by Twin Galaxies. Interest in the ongoing competition to claim the top score in the arcade version of Donkey Kong was first ignited by the highly regarded 2007 documentary film The King of Kong.
Great documentary, by the way.
Is it good? I'll have to check that out. The current record holder is John McCurdy with a score of 1,259,000 points.
Yeah, if you thought that Tiger King was insane, watch fucking
The King of
Kong, dude. Billy Mitchell, I believe, is a straight psychopath. Like, I just can't help but just know this guy.
You think he cheated?
Oh, absolutely. He absolutely cheated, and he's an absolute psychopath. Just watch the documentary. I remember getting that through Netflix, like on a disc. Like I remember getting that in the mail to watch.
2007.
Yeah,
bro.
it was like back in the day. I'm pretty sure that's one of the ones that I got through the mail.
I got Super Size Me through
really?
Netflix in the mail.
Oh my gosh, the good old days. I wonder if they still do that.
They do. I saw it. Yeah, I saw it online the other day. Actually, they stopped for a while, and I think they brought it back.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah.
So Kevin Knezovic at GameSpot says Nintendo appears to have suffered a massive data breach. Over 2 terabytes worth of internal data has reportedly been leaked online, including source code and documentation for the Wii and other consoles, early N64 tech demos, and more. As summarized on Reset Era, the leak originated on 4chan and contains, quote, full source code, design files, documentation, and pretty much everything used to create the Wii. The data was reportedly accessed from the servers of Broadon, a company with which Nintendo worked to develop the Wii hardware. Among the leaked articles is an internal presentation that illustrates why Nintendo chose to use friend codes for Wii instead of usernames. According to the presentation, usernames were not simple enough because of the high probability of duplicate usernames, which would require players to go through multiple attempts to create one that had not yet been claimed. This leak follows a recent security breach that compromised more than 160,000 Nintendo Network IDs, although there's no indication that the two are connected. As a result of that breach, some Switch users have reported unauthorized payments made on their accounts for the V-Bucks or whatever. Forget all that. We talked about that last week. In a bit of coincidental timing, given the recent N64 leaks, fans have released an unofficial PC port of Super Mario 64. Mario 64 is reportedly being remastered for Switch later this year, along with Super Mario Sunshine and Super Mario Galaxy, to celebrate the series' 35th anniversary. According to VGC, Nintendo was planning to reveal the remasters as a physical event at E3 2020 before the expo was canceled.
How do you get the port?
I guess you just Google it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just online, which I have a feeling it is from the people that did this. And just so, like Nintendo don't fuck around, dude. Nintendo will find you. No, Nintendo will fuck you up, dude. Like, that's one of the last companies you want to try and fuck with their IP and their shit, dude. Like, there was somebody making like a Pokemon online, like every single time that somebody makes like a fan-made Pokemon thing, even if it's free online, they get it taken down. Like,
bro, there's a Pokemon VR on SideQuest right now that's fucking sick. That's probably gonna get taken down pretty soon. You should definitely, if anybody listening has an Oculus Quest, you need to go check it out before it's gone because it's sick.
Is it like actual Pokemon?
It's got like 8 gyms, fucking wild areas, fucking you like trek through this Pokemon world in VR and like catch stuff. It's so tight.
We all live.
It's got like 800 Pokemon and shinies and stuff. They did a really good job.
That's tight. And it's actual Pokemon, not like made up bullshit.
It's like legit Pokemon. That's why it's probably going to get taken down at some point.
What you got?
It's the Wild West on that store. Okay, this is kind of a fun one here. Star Wars Battlefront, the one from 2004, not DICE's 2015 one.
Yeah.
received a new update on Steam that turns the online multiplayer servers on. Online multiplayer on Steam has been added to the game, the update reads. It also adds several language options to the menu, including French, German, Italian, and Spanish, and implements additional audio support, and makes some quality of life adjustments for a number of different screen sizes. So that's kind of fun. And, you know, I got it on sale yesterday for like $5 because I read this article and I was like, oh, dude, what? And I was like, I remembered seeing it on sale, so I went on Steam. And they have Battlefront 1 for like $4.99 on sale and Battlefront 2 for like $3.50 on sale right now. So
that'd be tight to play the first one online, like for the first time ever.
That's what I was saying. That sounds so fun.
Yeah,
I'm gonna play that shit when I get home. I've got it downloaded and everything.
It makes you wonder how that would work. Is it like, do you do like full team versus full team, or is it one person on each team?
I don't know. I mean,
versus
like,
a bunch of bots.
It almost seems game breaking if you try to change it from like how the multiplayer was like meant to be played, which is like 2 people or 4 people, right, or something like that. It's not very many, right? With the PlayStation 2 when it came out.
Yeah, but if I remember correctly, you could only do co-op. It's not like you would fight each other on the first one. I don't remember that. I could be completely wrong.
There was multiplayer though, for sure, because that was like the big thing about it. Everybody was like obsessed with the multiplayer. Like,
yeah, but I just don't remember if you actually fought each other.
I think you could.
Yeah, I think you did.
I don't think you went through the story mode like that, but I think you could like set up like battles and like.
Because I played the shit out of co-op. That's all I remember was playing co-op with my brother.
That was
and then
such
with you.
a good game, man.
But I mean, I guess like that would be the case. You would just have like 2 people on each team. But what if they just like made it like a battle royale, like, you know, Star Wars free for all? Like instead of bots, it was all people. You know, like just running in like. Fucking like every character or every person was a character.
Dude, that's kind of what I was thinking. That would be nuts though. Like,
oh yeah, it's probably not that though. But Jeremy Winslow at GameSpot says game director Neil Druckmann has confirmed that the long-awaited and highly anticipated The Last of Us Part 2 has officially gone gold. This means the game is ready for printing and distribution, both digital and physical, for its newly cemented June 19th release date. In the video, Druckmann announced that developer Naughty Dog has, quote, submitted the Gold Master, end quote, with this news signaling that production on Last of Us 2 discs can finally begin. This should indicate that the sequel will not miss its launch date. Druckmann doubled down, saying, we will have the game in just a few short weeks.
Wow, that's exciting. I've got more Last of Us 2 stuff right here. It says, listing for The Last of Us Part 2 on the PlayStation website reveals some key details about the much-anticipated PS4 exclusive pertaining to its file size and installation details. People who buy the game digitally may need to clear up some hard drive space, as it will require at least 100 gigabytes of free space. This makes it the biggest ever PlayStation exclusive, surpassing file sizes of God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, Spider-Man, and pretty much everything else. Yeah.
Nice.
So it's a pretty big game. We're looking at like a Red Dead Redemption 2 size game here, or like a fucking, you know.
Damn. Red Dead. That's fucking huge. Eddie McCooch at GameSpot says, gaming giant Electronic Arts has announced more details about its upcoming Summer Games Showcase. EA Play Live 2020 will be held on Thursday, June 11th, and it'll be completely digital. The show will stream on EA.com and other sources, including GameSpot, with the event kicking off at 4 p.m. PT, 7 p.m. ET. EA Play Live is an extension of EA's previous EA Play events that were held surrounding the E3 gaming show in recent years. With E3 2020 canceled completely due to the COVID-19 crisis, EA is shifting its plans as well in launching this digital show.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of this. It's kind of exciting.
Yeah,
I just wish it would all happening right now, you know. I can't wait to see.
I mean, it technically is happening right now. We got Xbox day after tomorrow, bro.
Ooh.
It's that close. That close.
That's really exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking of Xbox, I won't read this whole article, but Phil Spencer was talking in an interview recently, and he mentioned something about how later this year xCloud will come to Game Pass.
Yeah, I saw that.
So they're going to like merge the technology of xCloud so you can do like a PlayStation Now type thing where you can like try the game before you download it and make sure it's like, you know, what you want to play before you like waste all your hard drive space and time and shit. Really cool stuff, and probably you'll be able to play your Xbox Game Pass games on the go, I assume, with, you know.
Oh yeah, like on your phone and stuff.
So that's really exciting. I can't wait for xCloud to come into the picture.
Same. I agree.
Microsoft's doing big things over here, you know?
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of kicking it off for the next gen. You know, like they're once again putting their foot forward before PlayStation with this Xbox 2020 stuff, dude. Like,
for real.
They're like, I can't believe we're going to see next gen games like in action in 2 days.
I'm really excited.
It's so weird. Anyways, Matt Wells at Eurogamer says Jeff Keighley of Jeff Keighley's The Game Awards fame has unveiled the Summer Game Fest, a 4-month-long all-digital consumer celebration of video games featuring breaking news, in-game events, and free playable content from the likes of CD Projekt Red, Sony, Microsoft, Riot Games, Digital Extremes, and Valve. It's not entirely clear how the disparate elements making up the inaugural Summer Game Fest will be tied together, although there is a website which seems like a good place to keep a watchful eye on. But the event is scheduled to run from May through August this year. At present, 2K, Activision, Bandai Namco, Bethesda, Blizzard, Bungie, CD Projekt Red, Digital Extremes, EA, Microsoft, Sony, Square Enix, Private Division, Riot Games, Steam, and Warner Bros. Are confirmed to be involved. And the official announcement says additional publishers will be revealed in the coming weeks. Programming, including publisher-specific events, will be streamed via Facebook, Mixer, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. Keighley will host pre- and post-show streams for certain flagship events, with details set to be shared by individual publishers at a later date. Additionally, playable demos and game trials will be available for a limited time on PC, Xbox, and other platforms, and a whole bunch of these will appear as part of Valve's previously announced Steam Game Festival Summer Edition, which runs from the 9th through the 14th of June.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, so he's basically going to be the new E3. And it's really funny because...
he's the old E3?
No, because Jeff Keighley, you know, like earlier, before all this shit went down, he backed out,
right?
and he said, because of what I know, you know, like because of the circumstances, he said something that we were like, why is he saying it like that? And it's because he's basically stilling their show. Like, this is what the case is. I'm sure E3...
Because I know I can do it on my own.
Well, I think it's because him and E3 and the ESA probably weren't on the greatest of terms since he basically stole all of the people that were originally going to be at the E3 conference.
Fuck.
That, and then also IGN's doing their own, you know, games, summer games thing as well. And E3 tried to get them to like, it was like, hey, you know, we should, you know, call it E3 or like, and IGN was like, no, we're good. You know, we'll just keep it IGN. So like, E3 is basically fucked right now.
Oh man, poor E3, dude.
They brought us the love for like a decade, probably even more.
And now everybody's just kicking dirt on them.
Yeah, everyone's like,
watching them
sorry,
writhe
bro.
in pain.
Like, please help me. Just a glass of water, please. And they're like, he's like, I'll give you a glass of water, and spits down his throat.
Drink up, kid.
Why?
Oh, God. Okay. Yeah. Okay, again, another one I just won't read the article on. As a matter of fact, for the rest of these, I'm just not going to read the article because there's only 2 more, and they're both very short. But I thought it was interesting. Apparently, the new Assassin's Creed Valhalla game has set a record for the number of studios working on it from Ubisoft, including Ubisoft Montreal. There's 15 game studios working on this game. Or that worked on the game, I guess. It might already be done.
Which I would say is like, whoa, that means it's going to be crazy cool. But
no,
I think
I feel like it might not be because of that. Like, I feel like it might be like feel like separated.
Disjointed?
Yeah.
No, I don't think that. I think the reason why it took so many teams is because they're trying to put out a game as big as the fucking Witcher, like they did with Odyssey, you know, within 2 years.
Yeah.
You know, when it took like Odyssey, I think like The Witcher 3 took like 7 years or something to make.
Probably.
You know,
something like that, yeah.
They're trying to do that on a Call of Duty scale of like, oh, we're gonna put this out every other year, you know, so like, or every year.
I don't have a problem with it if it works out well, and like the trailer looked good, but it's just like, how do you keep all those ideas organized, you know, and like in separate places working on the same thing? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it feels.
Well, I imagine they're like, hey, this team over here. Here's all the plans, the assets, and all the things that we need done. Just do this. All right, you work on the animation. You work on this. You work on that. You know, I don't imagine it's like, oh, we're all working on the exact same thing. You know what I'm saying?
I guess in my brain, I'm thinking like, you work on a part of a game, you work on a part of the game.
No,
but in reality, it's probably just like you were saying, yeah,
specific parts. Where
even
it's like,
so, it'll be interesting because like I still feel like even if it's just like, okay, you're working on the music, you're working on the art, you're working on the, you know, it's like, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if it all comes together right. You know?
Yeah, definitely. Do you have any more news?
I got one more.
Read it off.
Okay. If you guys play Ukulele on Nintendo Switch, PC, PlayStation 4, or Xbox One, you can now play the bubbly platformer in super nostalgic 64-bit graphics for free. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not like, I don't really care.
Is this the 3D one or the second one?
This is the first one, the 3D one.
I'll check that out.
Yeah, and it's made by Rare, I think. It's kind of a throwback to like Banjo-Kazooie with the 64 graphics. So
yeah, it's made by the old team that worked on Banjo-Kazooie, or like a lot of the people from that Rare team.
Yeah, so if you're in the game and you're trying to get it, just go to the vending machine that sells you stuff, and you can buy a 64-bit tonic now, and it'll change the graphics in the game. It's kind of fun.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So that's it for the weekly news. We're going to jump into this week's releases, where I'm going to let you know which brand new games you can buy within the next 7 days, starting with Spirit of the North. Coming to PC on May 7th for $24.99. Spirit of the North is a single-player, third-person adventure game inspired by the breathtaking and mysterious landscapes of Iceland. Play as an ordinary red fox whose story becomes entwined with the guardians of the Northern Lights, a female spirit fox. It's like puzzles and stuff like that. Anyways, Celestian Tales is coming, or Celestian Tales Realms Beyond is coming to PC on May 7th. Couldn't find a price. But Celestian Tales Realms Beyond is a beautifully hand-painted RPG set in a world of questionable morals, much like our own. Follow the journey of 6 companions, knights sworn to serve and protect the heir of a noble house as they rise and fall in their struggle to survive a world where one's true enemies are often their closest allies. And then we have Void Bastards coming to Switch and PS4 on May 7th for $29.99. I recommend this game. Void Bastards is fucking cool. Void Bastards is a strategy shooter that will test your wits as well as exercise your aim. Can you lead the misfit prisoners of the Void Ark through the derelict spaceships and myriad dangers of the Sargasso Nebula? Will you make the right choices about what to do, where to go, and when to fight? Master combat, manage ship controls, scavenge supplies, craft improvised tools, and much more. Forget everything you know about first-person shooters. Void Bastards asks you to take charge, not just point your gun and fire. Your task is to lead the ragtag Void Bastards out of the Sargasso Nebula.
I feel like that's going to fit well on Switch.
Oh, yeah. Did you play this, by the way?
Yeah, we have a video of us playing it together on fucking YouTube.
Fuck. I was about to say, I love this game, dude. Or I loved it for a while. I've heard they added more stuff to it, though.
Really?
Yeah, so I want to go back and check it out.
Yeah, it's a good game. And like I said, I feel like that's one of those that'd be good to take with you places. You know what I mean? Just have it on the go.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Dude. It's perfect on Switch. And I think it was made by the people who made BioShock, right? Like, wasn't it like one of the BioShock developers?
I'm not sure.
Thing?
I'm not sure about that.
It's something like that.
I know that it has some kind of like inspiration from BioShock or something. There's some kind of tie to BioShock
definitely.
somehow.
Then we have Lonely Mountains Downhill coming to Switch on May 7th for $19.99. Just you and your bike. Take it on a thrilling ride down an unspoiled mountain landscape in the mountain biking game Lonely Mountains Downhill. Make your way through thick forests, narrow trails, and wild rivers. Race, jump, slide, and try not to crash all the way from the peak to the valley. Then we have Fledgling Heroes coming to Switch on May 7th for $9.99. Fly your way from fledgling to fearless feathered flapper and Fledgling Heroes, a side-scrolling flap-em-up game featuring brave birds taking on a wild world. Each feathered friend has their own treacherous tale to tell as they dodge dastardly pirate lizards, dash through frozen forests, dive through sunken temples, and flap their way from fledglings to fully fledged heroes.
Did you say pirate lizards?
Yeah, those are real things. Then we have Wavy the Rocket coming to PC on May 7th. Couldn't find a price for this game, but guide Wavy the Rocket on his galactic adventure to defeat the Evil 2. Okay. Control the wave's shape to navigate our hero through a treacherous gauntlet that only Wavy is equipped to deal with. Drawing inspiration from modern platformers with tight controls, fast respawns, and tantalizing collectibles.
Glad to see we got some serious AAA quality games coming out this week.
Hey, it's complete with 80 plus levels across 10 themes in the main story, and take on challenging Grandmaster levels or beat the buzzer in tricky mini games. Have you got what it takes to be the Grandmaster? And no,
not really. No, yeah.
And then we have we have Fury Unleashed.
We have Fart
coming to Xbox One, Switch, PS4, and PC on May 8th for $19.99. Fury Unleashed is a roguelite action platformer where you play through pages of a comic book, experience fast-paced hit-and-run gameplay, and never do the same thing twice. Thanks to procedurally generated levels and random items, all in a highly refined, modern, high-res 2D art. How have I feel like I've heard of a game like that before. Almost like every game.
It's roguelike, dude? I don't know, man. I don't think I've ever heard.
High-res 2D pixel art. And then we have Enemy on Board coming to PC on May 8th. Couldn't find a price for this game, but Enemy on Board is an online multiplayer 4 versus 2 deception combat game where 2 players play as shape-shifting aliens and the other 4 players play as innocent crew. The crew's goal is to figure out who the disguised aliens are and kill them, while aliens aim to deceive and destroy the crew. Both crew and aliens must keep the Andromeda in good repair by fixing generators throughout the round. Last team standing wins. That sounds tight.
Yeah, that sounds like there's a VR game called Pavlov that's kind of like Call of Duty, but there's a game mode in it that's called like TTR or something like that. And like one of you plays a spy and the other ones play like, you know, I don't know, not spies, and it's basically the same concept. Like you're trying to find who the spy is. It's a lot of fun, and like one of you has like a little detective thing, and you like scan dead bodies you find, and I don't know, it's cool.
That sounds tight. I like the. It sounds like The Thing, but on a
dude,
fucking ship. So Battle Beast is coming to PC on May 11th. Couldn't find a price for this game. 180,000 years after the disappearance of man in the galaxy BB-79. Planet Shima attracts adventure seekers from all over the galaxy, BB-79, due to its unique resources. The mysterious effects on this planet turn the artificial intelligence of Shima aggressive towards all intelligent species of animals. You must survive in this new world, full of dangers and hostile environments by collecting resources, building and claiming territory, hunting wild animals, and crafting armor, weapons, vehicles, and your own bots. But the most important thing is to study the mysteries of Shima in order to fully understand what is happening on this planet. Battle Beast is a community-run sci-fi-inspired survival MMO sponsored by players who want to play a real sandbox.
A real sandbox. It's got real sand in it.
It's a real box.
Adam, I get a ringworm.
Adam RPG. Trudograd is coming to PC on May 11th. Couldn't find a price, but Trudograd is a standalone story expansion to Adam RPG, a turn-based role-playing game set in post-apocalyptic Soviet Union. 22 years ago, the USSR and the Western Bloc destroyed each other in a nuclear inferno. Millions died instantly. Society collapsed and technology was sent back into the Middle Ages. You are a member of Adam, an organization tasked with protecting the post-apocalyptic remnants of humanity. 2 years ago, you, a rookie agent of Adam, were sent on a dangerous mission into the Soviet waste. As a result, you uncovered certain information about a new threat that can potentially destroy the struggling remnants of humanity. In Adam RPG Trudograd, your goal is to travel to a giant post-apocalyptic metropolis that withstood the test of nuclear obliteration and social collapse. There, you must find what is thought to be humanity's last hope in fending off the menace from outer space. And then we have Jet Lancer coming to Switch and PC on May 12th for $14.99. Jet Lancer is a high-velocity aerial combat shooter where you duel enemy aviators, hunt giant robots, and defy death at supersonic speeds. And then we have Star Wars Episode 1 Racer coming to Switch on May 12th for $14.99.
Aw, shit, boy.
Now this is pod racing, based on the pod racing sequence from Star Wars The Phantom Menace. Star Wars Episode 1 Racer puts you behind the controls of your favorite pod racers as you speed through flaming methane lakes, Tusken Raider assaults, anti-gravity tunnels, and much more in a pulse-pounding do-or-die fight to the finish line.
Based on a 10-minute sequence from the first movie.
Basically, yeah. This is pod racing. But yeah, that's it. That's it for the new releases coming out, or the weekly releases.
I feel like it's weird that pod racing was never mentioned in Star Wars again, really.
It's because it was
just like
stupid.
was it popular at that time? They did a similar thing in KOTOR. It wasn't pod racing, but it was like drag racing. Yeah.
I forget what that was called.
That was tight.
But yeah. And then so we're gonna jump on over to games with gold, and if you got the PlayStation games.
I don't have it, but I will have it in about pretty quick.
Yeah. So the games with gold this month are V Rally 4 coming, or it's here already, and it'll be here till the 31st. Warhammer 40,000 Inquisitor Martyr from May 16th through June 15th, and you can still grab Knight's Pen and Paper bundle until May 15th. Also for the Xbox 360, you can grab Sensible World of Soccer from May 1st to the 15th, and Overlord 2 from May 16th through the 31st. So yeah, a bunch of garbage. There you go.
Okay, let's see. Oh, man. Okay, PlayStation's not doing quite as good this month as we usually do. We are getting Cities Skylines.
Apparently, that's a really good game, though.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And we're also getting Farming Simulator 19.
Ooh.
Yeah, so if you like cities, and if you don't like cities, you know, if you're not a city slicker, you want to do some farming.
City Skyline is supposedly like a really good Sim City game.
Really? I actually really like Sim City. That's kind of my thing.
Yeah, you'll enjoy it.
Okay.
And so we're going to jump on over to currently playing, where we're going to let you know what we've been playing this week. Brent, I take it you got a lot?
I got a lot, man.
Okay, well, then I'll just go ahead and...
Almost too much to handle, bro.
Knock mine out. I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty Warzone. For those of you who watch our Twitch channel, you would know that. I've been playing a lot of that.
You been getting the dubs, bro?
The what?
The W's?
Oh, okay, the doubles.
The dubs.
The W's, yes.
The double U's?
you youth. No, but yes, I've been getting a lot of the W's.
The dubs?
Yeah.
As they say?
Oh, the dubs, yes.
The dubs, yeah.
W's too long.
Yeah, no, just dub.
You've been getting the D?
Getting the D?
It's like... Yeah, I have been. I still haven't gotten one in solo, but it's because I've been playing a lot of trios. We got 2 more wins.
Ooh,
yeah, like
that's hot.
Like literally within an hour, we got 2 wins.
You need to get my boy Phoenix on your team, bro. He's been getting them solo wins, and he just started playing. Yeah,
damn, he's Fiend machine.
He's cold at games. He's just good at first-person shooters in general.
It's just like part of his blood.
Yeah,
he just like touches it and wins. Yeah, no, yeah, I know he's really good at Halo. I played some Halo with him before.
Oh man, he's stupid at Halo.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy, dude. Also, I got Streets of Rage 4 and started that up.
Oh, fun! How do you like that?
I like it. It's very nostalgic.
I've heard good things. Have you been playing multiplayer or just?
No, I just went on I just streamed me playing through the first couple levels. It has some cool references. It's very obviously 80s, and there's a part where the second level you're fighting. You go into a jail. And you have to fight all the prisoners and then also fight the cops. And it's cool because the cops will start fighting the prisoners and all this stuff. And but as you get to there's a boss and his name is one of the cop bosses is Murphy, which I guess is a reference to RoboCop or whatever, and all this, and it's just got a lot of weird 80s references in it that I like. And it's a fun game. I like the animation. I like the art style. It's actually really fucking hard. Some of the bosses are really hard. But
dude, I was looking at it. I think I might have to scoop it up because it's on Game Pass.
Yeah, it's
right?
on Game Pass. Yeah, get it. We'll play. We will beat down some people together.
Dude, I need to.
Yeah. I need to. What you got?
Oh my god. Okay, so let me just go ahead and apologize because this is gonna take a minute. But so just
it's all right. It's all right.
Sit
just
tight.
Run us through it.
Buckle up your seatbelts. First of all, I am still playing Alien Isolation and Persona, so just know that those are still being played in the background of everything. But Alien's a 20 to 30 hour game, and Persona is a really long game too, so those are just kind of going to be running in the background. Although I just want to say how pleased I am with the Alien Isolation VR mod. It's seriously one of the best VR games I've ever played, and it's just a mod some guy fucking did. It is so freaking good, dude. Like, it's like Resident Evil 7 quality, like, VR content. But yeah. Anyway, sorry, just had to throw that out there. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of stuff. I've been catching a lot of sales and getting like really cheap, like $5-10 games here and there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I finished Doom Eternal. That last boss is fucking stupid, dude.
Yeah.
Like not like the big devil guy. Like at the end where you got to shoot his armor off. I dealt with him pretty quick, but that fucking dude, you know what I'm talking about? The fucking like guy on the level before the last level, the priest looking dude that you gotta fight, and all his little minion guys are floating around in the level, and like the only way you can kill him is if you like break his shield down and then like fire, like hook onto him and like punch him in the chest. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I beat that guy so fucking quick.
Bro, he killed me like 50,000 times, but that's because I didn't realize to get ammo I needed to shoot the dudes in the head.
Yeah,
you know what I
the
mean?
little party poppers.
I didn't realize that, so I was trying to like wait until my shotgun ammo would respawn. It was like fucking horrible.
Yeah,
dude.
I fucked that dude up quick on fucking nightmare mode, but I still haven't beat that game because I can't beat the last boss on nightmare mode.
Really?
Like it's fucking impossible.
I bet. I was playing on normal, but see, that's the thing. My thing is like I'm trying to get used to mouse and keyboard shooters.
Okay. Gotcha.
Because, like, I'm not good at mouse and keyboard. I'm just not, But I feel like Doom has helped me a lot. Like, I've gotten... Like, I went back and played some... Well, okay, I'll talk about the next game I'm playing. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. Like, the campaign was only, like, $20, so I was like, fuck it, I'll give it a whirl and see if it's worth it, I feel like that's a reasonable price to ask for. So I booted it up, and I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I feel like I'm getting better at, like, first-person shooters. Like, I don't know if I really am, but I feel like I am, you know what I mean, with, like, the mouse and keyboard. But I gotta say, like, as I'm playing through Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered, I constantly am thinking to myself, like, did this game really need a remaster? Like, the old one looked pretty good, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like it wasn't...
I don't think it needed a remaster. I think they just needed a reason to get people to get in Warzone fucking, like, I think that was the whole point of it.
I will say it makes me want to play Warzone while I'm playing it, because, like, the mission I'm on right now is the one in Modern Warfare 2 where you're fighting your way through the gulag, and it's
nice.
It's like, I don't know, it's just super, it makes you want to play fucking Warzone just because of the gulag, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm having a lot of fun with it, even though it's like, I don't know. Did they really need to remaster? And I can't stop shooting my own guys. Like, I don't know what it is, but, like, I would be the worst in a real fucking combat situation because, like, I am constantly shooting my guys. Like, they're always like, friendly fire! Friendly fire! Like, I'm sorry, I can't tell the difference between you and them. Like, fucking...
Their names are above their heads.
Well, yeah,
it's green.
I shoot so fast. I shoot first and ask questions later. By the time I see their name, they're already laying on the ground, like, holding their knee, like, oh! Like,
Why? Yeah, no.
But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with it, and then let's see, I got this game called Virtual Battleground, which is basically like PUBG in VR.
Oh, nice.
It's really fun. I let Phoenix play a little bit of it. Like, you jump out of a plane at the beginning and you like float down on your little parachute, which feels really dope in VR. And the only problem I have with it is it's like kind of hard to like handle stuff, but the game is like in early access right now. And the cool thing about it is, like, if you go in the lobby, they have, like, stuff you can vote on for the next update. So, like, I voted on vehicles because it's, like, that seems like the ultimate thing to throw into VR. Like, jump on a motorcycle or something and ride around this big map,
That would be tight.
But it's really cool.
How did the guns feel?
The guns feel good. Like, the only thing about the guns that's hard is, like, reloading and stuff because, like, the controls are a little finicky because I think they're still ironing out the kinks. It's, like, real early access. Like, it just came out, and it's, like... But like the actual like bang that they put out is really good, and like the effect of like the blood splatter when you shoot somebody is really good. It's just kind of like when you actually go to like reload it, sometimes you'll grab the wrong part of the gun. Like you'll try to grab the clip and you'll grab the front of the gun and you're just like, oh god, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when it works, it feels really good. Especially with like pistols, when you like pull the slide back and see a little bullet go into the thing and like I don't know, it feels good. But I'm having fun with that, even though I suck bad. I haven't won. I haven't even come close to winning. Like, Really bad at the game. But I also played a little bit of Pixel Rip 1995. This game is awesome. It's like this VR game where you're a kid in the 90s playing video games. And, like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Like, the first level, you're sitting in your living room, and you're playing on, like, an old, like, CRT TV, like, this old school, like, Zelda-feeling game, you know what I mean? And, like, your mom's walking around the room, like, telling you you're gonna rot your brain out with the video game, and, like, this bully kid is, like, popping his head through the window, like, bragging about how his uncle works for Nintendo and shit, you know what I mean?
Weren't we gonna interview these guys?
I think we were trying to.
At one point?
They're probably really busy. I don't expect them to drop everything they're doing.
No, but we talked to them. I feel like we talked to them, and they said that we were going to interview them, and then we just never did it.
Yeah, I think we did. We had a few conversations with these
guys.
I think they were just a little busy.
I just remember this game, only for that specific reason.
Because we talked to them around the time when they were going to PAX or something.
Yeah, they were
like
going
that.
to PAX.
And, like, you know, they were kind of off doing their own thing over at PAX. And it's a small team, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
no, that's cool, though.
But I've been having a lot of fun with that, even though I'm, like, really, really stuck on the second level. But I like every level is like you're in a different place from the 90s. So, like, the first level, you're in your house and all the shit's going on, like, 90s style everywhere. And then the second level, you're at, like, a Blockbuster style place, like, playing the, like, rental games on the thing, you know? It's all just stuff like that. It feels really good, and it's like a really, really like nostalgic feeling. Sorry, let me catch my breath. I got excited. I've been playing Blade and Sorcery, which is another VR game. It's pretty basic. Like, all there is to Blade and Sorcery really is just like
Blades and Sorcery.
Blades and Sorcery. Like, you get like swords and axes and stuff, and then you, like, you know, set yourself up in like a gladiator arena and fight like 3 dudes at once. It's kind of basic, but it's really, really fun. Like, the stabs all feel like stabby, and like the slashes all feel slashy, and all the weapons have like a weight to them, you know what I mean? And like, you can grapple with the people. Like, if they like swing the sword at you, you can like catch their wrist and like stab them in the gut or something, you know what I mean? It's really fun. My fucking arms are like limp noodles because I was playing it for so long the other day that I'm just like tired as fuck. But yeah, I highly recommend Blade and Sorcery, even though it's kind of a basic game. And finally, I have been playing Lone Echo. This is one that's like really story driven, and I'm kind of early on in it, but I can already tell it's one of the best like VR games out right now. Like, it's you're basically in this mining station, and you play as this like robot, and like you're floating around a spaceship with this lady, and like you can grab onto the walls and like pull yourself through space and stuff, and you float, and you've got little boosters on your hand, and like you're next to Saturn, and like y'all are working on some stuff, and like this thing goes off and fucks up your ship, and like basically, I don't want to ruin anything, but like you're going around fixing the ship with this lady, and like you have this, she has this deep emotional connection to you, and you're like a robot, so you don't, you know what I mean? But like it's
so you feel nothing,
so you don't give a shit. Yeah, but like she's about to leave next week, so there's like this like sad feeling, like, oh, this is our last week together kind of thing, and like I don't know, it's got this like really emotional, dope vibe to it. It's kind of like a walking simulator, but like no walking. You're like floating through the spaceship, and like I don't know, the locomotion in it is excellent. Like just the way you like grab things and push yourself through space is like phenomenal. But I'm still pretty early on in that game, so
cool.
Yeah,
I like it. That's it for the games that we are currently playing. If you want to let us know what you've been playing, drop it in the chat or like on Twitch, or drop it in the Facebook group at facebook.com/group/GameSpeakPodcast. We'll talk to you about it. Yeah, let's jump on over to the topic of the show. But before we do that, I was going to ask, have you seen those videos, like the VR videos from like that guy Mully or whatever?
What do you mean?
It's like pretty funny. Like it's just like a group of guys that put out these like VR comedy videos, and like one guy has like a narrator voice, and then like
what do they like do?
I don't know what game they're playing. They're always like in these military games, and like they're just like running around like doing dumb shit. Like
I think I know what you're talking about.
Like one of them
Is it the one where he like paid the voiceover guy to like do the thing with him, or?
Yeah, they claim that, but that guy just talks like that. That's like his voice, and he's in every single video they do. I think that was just like a clout title.
Yeah, I know what game that is too. I can't think of the title of it, but it looks like a pretty fun game.
Yeah, it's actually really funny. Like a lot of the stuff that they do in there is like really funny. They do a lot of good editing over there. But like, anyways, I just like, I don't even really care too much for VR, but I was like watching that and I was like, man, these guys are good. Like they're really funny. But anyways, I'll find some and send it to you. But anyways, topic of the show. Today's topic of the show is books that need a video game adaptation. Yes. Which I went back and looked, and we have not done this topic.
Really?
Yeah, I went to our website and checked. The closest thing we did to it was the license, like games that should be based on a license, and like I think in that we did some that were like technically books but also movies.
Okay.
And then we did the Bible.
Oh yeah, that's a book.
It's back in the day. But anyway, so not the Bible, but the topic.
That's also back in the day.
Yes, it's also back in the day. Just not that far back. Anyway, so let's start this off. You wanna go? You want me to go? How do you want to do this?
However you want to do it.
I don't care. I'll start mine off with my least, probably the one that'll be the least popular, but I have to mention it, and that's Star Wars: The Darth Bane Trilogy. It could be just one game, but it follows the life of Dezel as he goes from an abused Outer Rim miner on Apatros to a Force-sensitive soldier in the Gloomwalkers to becoming the best student at the Sith Academy on Korriban. And then it goes straight through his rejection of the current ways of the Sith and his search for Darth Revan's holocron that eventually leads to him completely revolutionizing the ways of the dark side. So
damn, that sounds dope.
Yeah, you play the story and make decisions in a KOTOR type manner, but I feel like the gameplay should be more like Jedi Fallen Order and see how the rule of two came to be. So
cool. Would it be like more of a Sith focused game? Like you just do
absolutely
shit the whole time?
Yeah, because he was a Sith Lord. He was the Sith Lord that killed off all the rest of the Sith, so there would only be two at any given time.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, so
sounds dastardly, bro.
Yeah, and he literally was built off of Darth Revan. Like he finds Darth Revan's holocron, and then like in the books, and like that's how he like goes. He's like, oh, the Sith have been doing it wrong this whole time. You know, like they forgot the old ways, and like he takes it back to the old ways and does it right. So I think that'd be a cool game, especially since it's written by Drew Karpyshyn. It would be easy to translate it to a game.
I personally just want more Star Wars games, and more Star Wars games where you're a Jedi. You know what I mean? Like I don't, like all
you
the
don't
blaster.
Like being a Sith, dude.
I don't. I just don't. No. I don't mind being a Sith. I just want a lightsaber.
Oh, okay, yeah. As long as there's a lightsaber.
I don't want to be like a stormtrooper or some bullshit like that, or a Wookiee. I want to be a fucking. I want to be a fucking Sith.
It must suck to be given the right to make a Star Wars game and you can't and you have to make it like based on like a stormtrooper or some shit.
Oh, that would piss me off, dude. I wouldn't even make the game. I'd just be like, no. Actually, that might be kind of tight, like a Call of Duty from a stormtrooper's perspective or something.
They've already done that like 100 times.
Have they?
Yeah, that like the fucking.
But like exactly that.
Commando. What was that game called? Star Wars Republic Commando, and then you also have Battlefront. Which is like
Battlefront, but like it wasn't
Battlefront
like
is
Battlefield. It wasn't exactly that. You know what I mean? Like I guess it was kind of.
It was literally that.
Yeah. Okay. All right, fair enough.
Anyways,
but I want it good though. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Better.
I wish it was good. What do you got? What's your book? What's one of your books?
So my first one I'll do is probably like The Shining. Okay. So for those of you that don't know, shame on you.
I have read this book.
Yeah.
Yes.
But for those of you listening that don't know what The Shining is, it's basically a book about this little kid who's like psychic, and his dad gets a job as like a caretaker of this hotel, and they go to this haunted ass hotel, and like him and his mom and his dad like all are at this hotel, and the ghosts like basically drive the dad crazy, and the dad like kills everybody. And like
not that there's ghosts, it's that the hotel itself has The Shining. You know, like like I don't even
There's
understand.
definitely ghosts.
But that's not what it's about, though. The way that Stephen King says it in the book is that things have a shining to it, and only certain people can see and like react to the shining.
The shining was just like the
terminology,
the ability to like, you know, like be like psychic, basically. Like if you had the shining, you were like a psychic person.
Yeah, the chef says it. He's like talking to the kid, and he's like, "You got the shining, huh?" And he's like, "What do you mean?" And he's like,
he doesn't even say it. He like thinks it to him. They like telepathically communicate.
Yeah,
this.
And he tells him that the hotel also has the shining. He says that places can also have the shining. That's what he says.
Right.
So
but there's definitely
weird.
ghosts because, like, you know, like whenever Jack gets locked in the fucking like freezer, like the shining doesn't like open the fucking freezer and let him out. You know, it's like the ghosts of like the fucking hotel or like. Oh man.
See, I get what you're saying. See, I'm glad you brought this up because I've always wondered, like, ever since I read it.
When I first read it, my initial thought was like, okay, Jack is just going crazy and he's kind of like just hallucinating all this. You know what I mean? But
yeah, the first part.
There's several parts that are like, okay, if he didn't have some kind of supernatural influence in that situation, it just wouldn't be, you know what I mean? Like
the kid, you mean, is seeing all the things. See, what I took it was that there was a psychic, like something that existed in that specific area just because of whatever took place there in the past or something. And so it's not necessarily a ghost, but more of like a psychic resonance that has an evil to it. Like
I think it's like because the hotel like has the shining. It's like a psychic hotspot. So ghosts are just more like able to like materialize and shit and like, you know what I mean?
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. No, I just needed some more clarification on that for myself, not for this not for this topic. Sorry, guys.
No, it's okay. But anyways, like, so now that you all know what the shining is, but basically, you know, the dad tries to kill everybody. The hotel burns down. Shit gets real. I think Danny escapes. I don't know if the mom escapes. I can't
The kid
remember.
escapes with the mom.
The kid escapes with the mom. Yeah. The caretaker comes back, saves him. Anyways, but the point is, there's like scary ghosts and shit throughout the whole like book/movie. Like, you know what I mean?
A lot scarier than the movie, in my opinion.
Yeah, the book is terrifying. There's all kinds of, and there's like a hedge maze that I think would make a great video game level
with the rabbits and shit.
Yeah, but also I want to do this game like Outlast style. Okay, so the game will start, and you'll like at the very beginning of the game, you'll start out playing as Jack. Okay, and you're getting the offer to go to the place. But as the game progresses, you'll alternate playing between Jack, Danny, and Wendy, depending on the level. So, like, when you get to, like, a checkpoint or something, it'll go to, like, a different perspective. Until eventually, like, when you play as Jack, you'll go crazier and crazier until you just no longer play as Jack. And Jack will become, like, the central bad guy of the game and, like, chase you around the hotel and stuff and, like, bust through walls like fucking Resident Evil style on you.
He becomes Nemesis.
Yeah. Well, I want to embellish a little bit. I'm sorry. I was kind of thinking, like, you know, it seems like something I would have to kind of take some liberties with if you're going to do the game. You know what I mean?
I think you could get more insight into Jack's like his thoughts, like by playing him. You know, you can see that he's not wanting this to take over, but it you know, like, or you can see how.
And there's a lot of things from like the book specifically. Like in the book, this doesn't happen in the movie, or if it does, you don't really notice it in the movie. But in the book, it's constantly describing him like chewing up aspirins. And, he'll get like handfuls of like aspirin and like eat it like candy and like crush it up in his teeth and stuff. It's really weird, but like I could see like you know, from a video game perspective, like you're just like throwing the aspirins down your throat, you know what I mean? Like you see like the first person and like he's just like pouring the pill bottle into his hand and like ghosts and shit everywhere. You could really make that tight. And I think like if you had like, okay, so like the parts where you're Danny, you're going around the hotel and ghosts are chasing you, okay? The parts where you're Wendy, you're going around the same parts of the hotel, but nothing's really happening until like later whenever Jack goes crazy. So like Wendy wouldn't experience any kind of supernatural shit, but it would still be terrifying, except maybe like little things here and there. You know what I mean? I don't know. It would be crazy. I would make this really good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I feel like you could either just call, I guess this one you would just call The Shining, but I feel like if you did it from like the experience of like Like, you could easily make this game a sequel to the movie.
Ooh,
Not
you could just have it called like the Overlook Hotel or something.
Yeah, or
like,
Overlook, or just
yeah.
like Shine. And then
Ooh.
like, so like they rebuilt on the same like, area. They like came back like 10 years later. Some guy bought out the property and was like, I want to bring it back to what it was. Like, I remember as a kid coming and staying at this hotel, a long time ago. And, it was a place for rich and like, like extravagant stays and stuff like that. And so they rebuild it, and then you're one of the employees or something, or so weird. They are like, one of the caretakers. But
dude,
like,
fuck yeah, you're picking up what I'm putting down over there.
I've done picked it up. No, but yeah, I like that one. Okay, so my next one, get this out of the way. I got two that I'm gonna get out of the way on these next ones. But Watchmen, I think there was a Watchmen game, but it was like an episodic bullshit game that came out on the Xbox.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
No, like I want a legitimate Watchmen game that could either be a prequel or a sequel to the film, which we got the prequel-ish, we got the sequel with the Watchmen HBO show. So I want a prequel, which is what the Xbox game tried to be, but it was just bad. So like I want something like just something good out of
Would
Watchmen.
it be like an action game?
Yeah, I guess so. Like, don't make it episodic. Like, make it just like
a beat 'em up kind of thing. Or?
Yeah, either a beat 'em up or make it like an Uncharted type gameplay.
Oh, yeah,
but with
sick.
A really good story. Like, I want something Uncharted but dark. Like, obviously, you could say that The Last of Us is kind of like that, but it's not. Like The Last of Us just kind of has that aesthetic to it.
It's kind of got its own thing. It's more like The Walking Dead kind of with like Tomb Raider mixed in. I
exactly. I just want Uncharted level like theatrics and like cinematics, but I want it to be all about the Watchmen. I don't care if they just give us the Watchmen movie, like as a game, but I want it to be good. I love the Watchmen so much, and I feel like that there's so much opportunity for that to be a cool game. Or you could just be a random like hero in the game and have his own story in that Watchmen timeline. That somehow,
and just in the universe.
Yeah, just in that universe where like right before they come out and they ban all masked heroes or whatever, or like maybe right as it happens, and like you're somebody that's having to deal with all the stuff that's going on as well. And somehow they can tie it into the the actual story.
Have little cameos from everybody.
Yeah.
Get a little bit of that blue dick in your face, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Dude, hell yeah. All right, my number 4 is going to be a controversial one.
Uh-oh.
But I think it would be fire, okay?
What's that?
Lego Hunger Games 1 through 3. It'd have to be the whole trilogy dropped at once.
Lego
Hunger Games. Lego little kids killing the fuck out of each other.
I guess that's the only way you could get away with it.
That's what I'm saying.
That's smart.
Lego Hunger Games. It would be tight, dude. And you can make it funny. Like, the part like in the first Hunger Games where he's like beating that kid with the rock. You know what I mean?
You could be beating him with a Lego.
Yeah, you could have like some kind of funny Lego item, and like his head would just be bouncing, and he'd be like smiling. Like, you could make it all funny.
And then he gets little X's on his eyes.
Yeah, little X's on his face. You can make it so good, dude.
I like that one. That's smart.
It could be like the first like T-rated Lego game. You can make it kind of edgy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they would never do it, but all right. I mean, they did Jurassic World. People die in Jurassic Park. People die in Star Wars.
Jurassic World and in Star Wars.
And Harry Potter.
And, well, I was going to say Batman, but I don't know about Batman. Do people die in Batman?
Yeah,
sometimes, yeah.
Harvey Dent died.
Yeah, true. But, like, other than, like, main bad guys.
Yeah. I don't know. I honestly don't. So this is the other one that I wanted to get out of the way, but this one is more of an idea for the future of, like, schools and stuff like that. I think that they should take like history, like literature, and recreate it in VR for kids to experience it firsthand, like walk around and books like the Iliad and stuff like that.
That's such a good idea.
Yeah, like not even make it a game, but like make it a video game in the sense that like you have to do certain things like, okay, this is how they had to, like back in this time, this is how they had to hunt, or this is how they had to wash their clothes and stuff like that, and take them through like, these, and make it mini games where they actually have to go through the process of doing the things and learn how culture has changed over time and how technology has changed over time and stuff like that.
Wow.
And base it off of the books and the literature from that time.
I really like that. Can you imagine a classroom where 15 kids are all wearing headsets, and there's a teacher all wearing a headset, and they're all in a shared virtual reality space, and the teacher puts on the Odyssey or something,
Yes.
and it takes you through Homer's Odyssey, and you see the fucking Cyclops, and he's huge and he's right in front of you. It would give so much more I don't know, or Lord of the Flies, they start telling the story, and
God.
suddenly you're just on a fucking island, and you see all the kids around you. Even
Or
if
Call
it was
of the Wild.
even if it was just a 3D still picture as it read parts of the story, it would just put everybody in that fucking world and kind of give you, I don't know.
It's immersive. It's immersive, and I feel like it would draw people. It would make people more interested in that world and that reality.
I played a thing the other day, and it was called Anne Frank's house or something.
God.
It sounds fucked up, but really, I mean, it puts you in a scale replica of Anne,
what she was
where
in.
she was hiding, at the beginning of the Anne Frank diary or whatever, she's hiding at a friend's house or whatever. It takes you through, and you get to see the bed she would have had, and the scale of the room, and you're standing in it, and you can walk around it. It's really, really cool. And as you go through it, reads you passages from the diary in relation to things in the room.
Did you see her Justin Bieber fan art?
What? Oh yeah, because she would have been a believer for sure. Yeah,
that would have been a cool Easter egg to throw in that game.
They just throw Easter eggs in there.
Controversial. No, but okay. So here's my favorite ones. This is the ones that I'm excited about that aren't gonna happen.
Oh wait, is it?
Oh wait, it's you, isn't it?
Is it me?
Yeah, my bad.
No,
okay,
you're good. You're
no,
good.
no, I jumped. I thought we were talking about yours.
Oh, it's okay. I got excited too. So I would do the Animorphs series. Okay. So for those of you out there that don't know what Animorphs is, because this is kind of an obscure thing, I'm sure a lot of people don't know about Animorphs.
Yeah.
But basically, it's the story of these 5 kids who find out there's aliens that are taking over the world by putting little parasites in your ear and assimilating your brain to the collective brain or whatever.
The Hive.
Yeah. But there's another race of aliens that come down, and they're like, yo, you got to stop these guys. We're going to give you the power to turn into any animal you touch. So, these kids get, the power to, touch animals and turn into animals. And the story
Wait, no. I thought only one of them had the power to turn into any animal.
No, I think all of them did.
What? Really?
I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Yeah. Jake, Marco, Cassie, Rachel, and Tobias, and one alien nicknamed Axe obtain the ability to transform into any animal they touch.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
But there's they tell each kid's story per book. So if each book focuses on a different one of the kids, and it all kind of comes together. But it was really freaking hardcore, dude, for what it was at the time. You know what I mean? There's a really deep story to it, and it was kind of adult feeling. I don't know, the whole thing had a creepy vibe to it, despite the animal thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very strange thing that they're fighting aliens by turning into animals. It's what really a weird concept.
But I could see this being a dope game. So my game here would be an open world Grand Theft Auto style game. Okay.
Where instead of stealing cars, you steal animals.
Exactly. So instead of trying to jump your bike over the military base, you'd be jumping your bike into the fucking zoo and fucking, you know what I mean?
You just turn into a dragonfly,
Think about it, and you could use your powers to get different places, you know what I mean?
Dude.
Okay, say there's a place you can't access, you turn into a little bird, and that would be half the fun of the game is trying to get to places to touch animals to turn into that specific animal, or figuring out a way to trap an animal so you can touch it so you can turn into it, you know what I mean?
It'd be really hard to touch a bird.
That's what I'm saying. That's why birds would be next level, you know what I mean?
Can the bird be dead and you touch it?
Or maybe you'd have to be another animal to touch the bird. Like you couldn't catch the bird unless you were like a fucking tiger or something. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. That's crazy.
I don't know.
Smart
I
thinking.
just feel like there's like the mechanics there. You can make a really fun game around that.
You turn into a worm and wait for a bird to pick you up, and then you turn into a bird inside the bird, and then he's just like.
that would be like a thing. Like you have the ability to turn into a worm, and everybody would be like, "Oh, why would you even turn into a worm?" Because then you're just like on the sidewalk for
experimental, dude. Yeah, just a big open world experimental game.
Dude,
I like that.
That would be so fun.
All right, so here's one of my serious ones. Pretty excited about this one. War of the Worlds from the book, not the Tom Cruise movie. So it's set in the late 1800s in Britain. It's an open world Assassin's Creed Odyssey type or Far Cry style game where the giant alien machines wander the open areas, and you must gain knowledge on how to defeat them while playing stealthily through the story to find and save your family in America. Side quests include saving other families, gathering intel for the military, finding and earning new alien technology. So like I imagine it's like Far Cry, you know, in the open worldness to it, and then
but with like aliens.
Yeah, and then at some point, kind of like in Red Dead Redemption, where you go to Mexico, at some point you get on a ship and travel to America, and then have to like deal with it over there.
Open up a whole new map and shit.
Yeah, in the late 1800s. So everything's like horse-drawn carriage and all this bullshit, but like you have these giant like crazy alien technologies walking around and stuff.
That'd be so sick.
Yeah, I just feel like you don't get much of that early or like late 1800s, early 1900s America in video games.
No,
you know?
You really don't. I really love that too. I feel like that's one thing I love about Red Dead so much.
Yeah,
like that turn of the century kind of like, I don't know.
But as a Brit, you know, like I want to see that as a Brit, and then also with like that crazy tech, like in that world, so it gives it like this whole different vibe, you know. And like these aliens are, you have those giant walkers just walking around in the open world, just like, you know, like fucking
I like
creepy.
I like the idea of something like that happening in the past, because that would just be like everybody like, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude. And then just like, what? That's not a horse.
like Cowboys versus Aliens or something.
Yeah,
that would be sick.
But yeah, that's one of my. I love that book. That's one of my favorite books in the world. But anyways, go ahead.
Okay, so I like that, by the way. That'd be really good. I think my next one would be 11/22/63. Which is like a book by Stephen King about this guy who finds a way to go back in time to like 1960, and like he basically decides he's gonna like wait 3 years and stop the JFK from getting assassinated. So he like goes back in time and lives in the past and like, you know, tries to change the future. But like basically, I would just throw the whole story out. You know, I would just keep the basic premise, like I'm going back in time and I'm trying to stop JFK. And from there, I would make the whole game like a Detroit Become Human style game with like never-ending like branching paths. So like
different ways to save the prez.
Exactly, or not save the prez, or like different things that happen when you do save the prez, depending on things you did before. You know what I mean? Like I think it would be really cool to just have like a just billion different endings and like different ways you could go about it. I don't know. And there's some scenarios you could keep from the book and the movies, or the book. The book was way better. Don't watch the show.
But James Franco.
I know. I really wanted the show to be good, but it wasn't as good as the book.
Gotcha. I like that one. I like time travel. Time travel is great.
Me too.
So my final book that I would choose is 1984. So, and the reason why I say this, okay, is it's not going to be based on the book, but based on something from the book. So years after, have you read 1984?
No, I haven't. Wait,
with
George
Big Brother.
Orwell?
Yeah, George Orwell, Big Brother, all that stuff. Okay,
sure.
So the main character, Winston Smith, you know, so like the spoiler alert if you haven't read the book, but years after Winston Smith, the main character of the book, gives in to Big Brother and the party and has died of old age, his diary has become the foundation of a new revolutionary group who have discovered ways around much of the party's surveillance technologies. You play as one of the revolutionaries during the peak of their attempt to overthrow Big Brother and save humanity from its power.
Oh, that could be sick. I like that.
Yeah, so like if you haven't read the book, Winston Smith, you know, he falls in love with this girl. He's been thinking bad thoughts about the party. So he's a criminal, and you can't have bad thoughts about the party. You can't think things bad about them. You'll be arrested by the thought police, which is a real thing in this book. And also, like, they have like these telecommunication screens that are like 2 ways, so like they're always watching you with FaceTime and all this stuff. Like, but this was written in like 1940, so it's pretty cool to think about that technology back then. But so like Winston Smith was like a propaganda writer for the party, and he's starting to question everything. He falls in love with this girl, and they start doing it all the time. They're not supposed to, because you're only supposed to have sex for procreation, so like he eventually gets caught. He eventually, like, they plot against him, and they get him, and then they use his worst fear against him. So like he's been writing in this diary and hiding it, and his thoughts on the party and all this stuff. That's where the whole point I wanted to get across is that his diary, that he, at the end of the book, he kind of just goes back to living his normal life. He doesn't ever question the party again or anything like that, but his book still remains out there. So I feel like
the video game version of this is going to turn into like Demolition Man or something. You know what I mean?
Basically. And so like I say, like, they somehow somebody gets a hold of his diary, and like long after he's dead, and this creates this huge uprising of people that are like, oh shit, like, I think the same thing, and all this stuff. And then, you have to go through that revolution. I think that would be cool.
That would be cool. And you could call it 1986.
Ooh, it's only 2 years later.
5, yeah. I don't know.
He's like pretty young, he dies of old age 2 years later.
Okay, fine. Like 2001? Yeah, that doesn't have the same ring to it. Yeah.
No, you could call it like 2010 or something like that. Like say he's.
Oh, you can make it topical and call it 2020.
Ooh, there we go. 2020. I like that. Maybe he's not even dead. Maybe he's just like out living normal life.
Maybe this was his last action as like of life, is to like get this diary out there and let people read his word. You know what I mean?
I like it.
I'm getting kind of like a Metro vibe from that one. I feel like we'd come out with like a Metro 2023 kind of game.
It's more like BioShock. Like, if anything, like, I feel like it's very BioShock. The whole premise of the book, except for instead of extreme capitalism, it's like the exact opposite. It's like extreme communism.
Oh, the reason I'm thinking Metro is just because, like, in order to avoid like the thought police and like the people seeing, you'd have to like be underground and shit. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like a big part of the game would take place like hiding in, like,
Definitely, like away from all the screens and the cameras and stuff like that. Very cool.
Okay, the one that I think I want is, sorry, I don't know where I'm going with this.
The one that I think that I want
is I think we should do Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Have you ever read those?
I have not read the books. I've heard they're really good books.
They're excellent books. I read them all when I was in high school. It's basically kind of like Harry Potter and God of War mixed together, which is exactly how I would do the fucking game. But let me give you a little more context. Basically, Percy Jackson is about this kid named Percy Jackson who, goes off with his mom to some beach house in Montauk to get away from their like abusive stepdad, and his mom gets killed by a minotaur. And
I hate when that happens.
I know, it sucks. and he basically finds out that he was like the son of Poseidon, and like he goes to this like summer camp for demigods, and like. It sounds cheesy, but it's really, really good. And you learn a lot about like Greek mythology just from reading about it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's a cool book for like teens. You know what I mean? But I think if you were to make like a video game out of it, you could take like the best aspects of God of War and the best aspects of like the Harry Potter video games, where you like go around the castle and like do the classes and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like mash them together. It would be really cool.
That sounds tight. I like that idea. And make it M-rated, though.
Oh, dude, yeah.
It's got to be M-rated.
Make it hella M-rated. And, according to my sister, I haven't read these, but apparently after the Percy Jackson series, there's, like, a more adult series that's, like, in the same, like, group of books. It's just, like, for adults. You know what I mean? And it even has, like, Percy Jackson as one of the characters. He's just not, like, the main character anymore. You know what I mean? So, maybe you could tie all that together if you made it M-rated. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that. That sounds good, man.
Yeah.
So is that's all yours, right?
That's what I got as my main one. I got a like just a fun one. I was thinking, like, what if you did like a Dead by Daylight, but it was all Goosebumps characters, and it was like made for kids. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, that'd
so like
be terrifying.
Slappy the Dummy's like chasing you around and stuff. You know what I mean?
Slappy the Dummy.
I don't know.
I like that.
Just throwing stuff out here.
That's
just
a good one. That
spitballing,
weird scarecrow guy.
Yeah. See, there's a lot of good Goosebumps monsters you can have.
I like it. All right, so that's it for our books that need video game adaptations. If you guys have any books that you think we missed, do people read books anymore? I don't know. But if you guys are reading books and you have any that you think would be great games, let us know, because we want to know, and we'll talk to you about it. Anyways, so we're going to jump on over to the People's Champ. I don't think we have many questions today.
No, not many. Not many at all.
Not many on the Insta or anything.
Shame on all of you.
Yeah, well, I kind of understand. There's like a pandemic and shit, and like I feel like people are just focused on that. But
nope, shame on you all.
Shame on you. But Brent, you've got the only questions over there, so let me know.
Oh my goodness.
If we have any.
All of you people disgust me. No, I'm just kidding. All right. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and let old Chad McClain have it because he's bringing the pain.
I like that.
Chad says, "How excited are you for the new consoles? Also, has Sony gone too crazy on their design, or did Xbox, or what? Or did Xbox One, what? Or I don't know."
I think he's saying.
I think just Xbox. I think it.
Yeah, because we haven't even seen the PS5 design yet.
Yeah, you know,
unless he's talking about the controller.
I saw some fake PS5 pictures circulating earlier today. Maybe he saw that and thought, because it looked legit, but I don't think it was. You know what I mean?
Watch it be though.
Right. Yeah. If it was, I wouldn't be mad because it was really cool, like concept. But I don't think it was the real one. That being said, I like the way the Xbox looks a lot. Actually, I like the standing like verticalness of it. Mainly because my consoles always have a tendency to like suck shit into it and like fucking just fill up with like gunk. You know what I mean?
Overheat.
So I feel like the air vent being on top is probably like a good thing.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the Xbox One has the vent on top on the right side.
True, but there's also like vents on the side kind of. It's like, so like, I don't know. I feel like when it's sitting on the ground, which I just inevitably put my consoles on the ground, you know?
Yeah.
Like it just sucks in all my cats like hair and shit. It's like
it sucks in my cats.
Yeah, my cats, yeah.
No, I'm excited for next gen, and I'm very excited for the Xbox Series X. I'm also excited about the PlayStation. I mean, I just want to see what's going to happen. But I like the design as well. I like the meme of the Xbox Series X like sitting there, and it's just the top is an ashtray, like with all those little holes in the dip in. But anyways,
that's really funny.
Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, so thanks, Chad, for that question. And then we have I think we have one.
We got one more. It's from Corey Richey. He says, "What's the real release date of The Last of Us Part 2? I'm avoiding trying to look personally because I'm afraid of spoilers and leaks that have unfortunately dropped. But I heard it's been bumped back up to a 29th May launch and possibly digital release only, which would mean I'll just buy it again if that's the case. I've got the collector's edition pre-ordered currently."
No, so
you
June 19th.
You shouldn't have to buy it twice. Yeah, June 19th?
Yeah, and it's coming to both digital and physical,
yeah,
so you're good.
You shouldn't have to buy it twice, and if they do only do a digital thing, I'm sure they'll give you your money back, bro. You know, I wouldn't have to worry. I wouldn't worry too much. But June 19th, that's when you're looking for.
And if you listen to the whole episode, you'll hear it way before this. We mentioned it in the news as well. So. But yeah, so thanks for the questions, guys. We're gonna jump on over to this, or wait, not. I'm sorry. We're gonna jump on over to Brent's
Super Hardcore Video Game Trivia Challenge. These are 5 questions questioning whether there are even questions at all. This week's topic is video game movies.
Ooh.
We might have already done this. I'm sorry.
I don't think so. No, we haven't.
All right. Question number 1.
What is it?
These are multiple choice, by the way.
Okay, so I won't destroy your questions. All right, let's go.
In Detective Pikachu, the main character mentions that a film on TV is, quote, an old detective movie, but the clip being showed is actually Angels with Filthy Souls, a movie within a movie originally featured in which 1990s blockbuster? A. Pretty Woman. B. Ghost. C. Home Alone. Or D. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Home Alone.
Oh, good one. Good one. Ding, ding. Yeah, I thought that was a fun little throwback to Home Alone there. All right.
Stuff.
All right. Let's get a little harder with it, you know?
All right. Let's do it.
Number 2. Veronica Taylor is best known for doing the voice of Ash Ketchum in the Pokemon series. But which of these other beloved cartoon characters did she also voice? Is it A. April O'Neil from Ninja Turtles, B. Eliza Mazza from Gargoyles, C. Jubilee from X-Men, or D. Bobby, King of the Hill?
It's definitely not Bobby. I think it's A.
Ooh, you're on fire today, bro. Got two for two. All right,
it's like Bobby's too specific. Like that voice is like.
I threw Bobby in there because he's also a girl that does a boy voice, so I thought it might.
But her voice is always the same. It's always like that. Like I can't even fucking do it. It's so fucking
the Bobby
specific.
Hill voice. Yeah. All right, number 3. In order to get to 7 foot to play Pyramid Head in the Silent Hill movie, Robert Campanella wore heels that were how many inches tall? A. 5 inches, B. 10 inches, C. 15 inches, or D. 20 inches?
Okay, 20 inches? He might as well be wearing stilts at that point. I'm going to say 10 inches.
Oh, close. It was 15. That's okay. That's okay. You're still doing great. 2 out of 3 here.
Okay,
You're still winning.
Let's go.
Number 4. In the Angelina Jolie Tomb Raider movie, how many bad guys did Lara Croft shoot throughout the movie? Is it A, 0 bad guys, B, 3 bad guys, C, 42 bad guys, or D, 1 bad guy?
I'm going to say 42 bad guys.
Oh, it's actually 0 bad guys.
Damn it. I'm very upset about that. She
didn't shoot a single guy in that whole movie. She actually didn't hurt anybody with the guns except for one guy who she pistol whips on her way by as she drives by on her motorcycle.
I've never seen that movie, so I was just guessing.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Okay. So,
final question.
Final question. This is the make or break question, okay?
Oh, no.
And it might be the hardest one yet.
Okay.
Francis Petit, who played Sub-Zero in the Mortal Kombat movies, was which of the following? A, a 7th degree black belt in ninjutsu and in karate. B, a 3rd degree black belt in judo. C, a war veteran who was a prisoner of war. Or D, all of the above.
Damn, that's tough. Because you could have easily made up one or all of these, and then the last one, oh man, I'm gonna say D.
Oh, you got it. Good one. Hey, so you won this week. Fun fact about this guy, he's an interesting dude. I had a trouble like picking the things to put in the topic because he's so interesting. He also was paralyzed during the war and learned to walk again after doctors said he never would walk again, then became a full contact karate champion, worked as a trainer and physical therapist for WWF wrestlers, and currently teaches martial arts in Spain. He's also a chiropractor.
Just the cherry on top. That's fucking crazy, dude. That's so 80s.
Dude, yeah, he's got a lot going.
It's just like such a 80s thing. Like my fucking my hands are lethal weapons in 30 states. Like that's just what I picture whenever you say things like that.
Dude, for sure.
It's like, oh man. Anyways, remember, you've been listening to GameSpeak Podcast, courtesy of CreateForSanity.com. The show posts for free every Wednesday on all podcast directories. Be sure to submit any questions you want read on the show to the GameSpeak Podcast Facebook group at facebook.com/group/GameSpeak Podcast. Check out our video content on YouTube at youtube.com/CreateForSanity. And if you want to stay up to date with your boys, you can find me on Twitter at the handle Al Jaffer Jamel, and Brent at Brent has one. That's the number 1. And check out the GameSpeak podcast Instagram. Until next time, listeners, later.